What is up, everybody? This is the Furious Nation Hardcore Sports. It is Saturday, December the 28th of 2024. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hoping you enjoyed your holidays. This is the year-end awards show to close out the WWE for the year of 2024 as 2025 approaches. I feel like it's going to be a great year. We have Mitch in the house as well. What's up, Mitch?
Hey, what is up, man? Thank you for inviting me on here. You and I are a SmackDown broadcast team for 2025, so we have a lot of chemistry going on here. And as you can see, we have a different layout here. We got the trophy right there, and I'm going to be sharing the winners, whoever won each award. So the wrestler of each one will pop up. And then I got the awards right here. You're ready? So, Nick, let's kick it off, man. But first, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, subscribe to Nick here. He's getting closer to 175. Let's get him to 175, then 200. So let's just get right here, Nick.
Hell yeah.
Start.
Yep. Right. Subscribe to Furious Nation. Subscribe to the Hardcore Sports. Follow me on X at FioriNick579. Instagram, Nicholas Fiore 2014. Facebook at Nicholas Fiore 31. Instagram at Fiore, not Instagram, TikTok at Furious Nation, just like YouTube Furious Nation. And go give me a follow in there. It'd be greatly appreciated. And like Mitch said, at 100 in the 160s for subscribers, would love to get to 175 by the end of the year, maybe going into the new year, but go do that. Would be greatly appreciated. But let's get the party started on the year-end awards as we close out the WWE for the year of 2024. We got the first category, male wrestler of the year. We got Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Damian Priest as the nominees for male wrestler of the year for WWE for 2024. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner at 100% for male star of the year goes to the current WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Yep, so Cody Rhodes, voted by you guys. He won Superstar of the Year. And now I have a case. And it could be Roman Reigns. I know Roman Reigns has not been on TV consistently, but whenever he is there in the ring, the ratings pile up, the merch goes up, the aura, as the kids announce it these days, the aura, the pop, and all that. You can make a case that Roman Reigns should win Superstar of the Year, but I'm not mad about this one. How about you, Nick?
I'm not mad about it either. I mean, hey, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble in Tampa in January, I think because he won the Rumble in 2023, and then the next year, that's like 2 years in a row, just like a la Shawn Michaels 1995 and 1996, and Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1997 and 1998. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he's the third wrestler in WWE history to win the Rumble 2 years in a row. I mean, he's one of out of multi people to win the back-to-back Rumbles at least once, like Cena, Batista, Triple H, Orton, those guys, Hogan, Michaels, Austin, and Blazed Radio, yo, Nick, and that Mitch guy with the thumbs up.
What is up, Blaze? What is up, man? So, Blaze, share this out in your Discords, brother. I really appreciate us to share it out, gain a lot. And Blaze has a question for you, Nick. Why don't you read it?
Nick, how do you remember all those years for fights? That's amazing. I can't even remember what happened last month. Props. Hey, listen, I know I know my wrestling. I know my facts and statistics. I know my shit on wrestling and very knowledgeable. I've watched for 17 years. I've watched for a long time and even go back and watch the old stuff. So I just know a lot about wrestling and very knowledgeable in the history and such. So yeah, I pretty good at knowing my stuff, but I appreciate the support though, Blazed, and all is good. You're definitely know your stuff, bro. I'm very impressed. Thank you, Blazed. It's greatly appreciated. It means a lot. But yeah, Cody Rhodes is one of the many people to win at the Rumble twice, and he wrestled The Rock on night 1 WrestleMania 40. He finished his story on night 2 WrestleMania 40, won the WWE title for the very first time, became the guy and he's wrestled AJ Styles. He's wrestled Solo Sikoa, though underwhelming against Solo at SummerSlam. But he is feuding with Kevin Owens, and I mean, his reign at the beginning was a little not what it like where it needed to be, but since the feud with Kevin Owens going into like the late summer, coming out of SummerSlam and this past August, I'll tell you, it's been good. His reign has not been bad at all, and he's pretty much the face of the company next to Roman Reigns, pretty much.
And I also got something to add on to that. Yes, he's not been defending his title a lot, right? We can agree on that. He is not defending each title, but whenever he's on a show, his presence is known by the entrance, the pop, and whatever. There are people that are getting tired of him, which I can understand. They're just upset that Roman Reigns lost the title, so they're still upset about that. So I think I'm fine with this one, man. I think I'm good with this one. So
And
let's get on to number 2.
Yes.
And for number 2, guys, so we got Female Wrestler of the Year. You're going to be shocked by this one, guys. You're going to be shocked. So number 2, we got – hold on, I got to find the picture. There we go. So we got for Female Wrestler of the Year, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Tiffany Stratton, or Liv Morgan. And number 2, the winner is Bayley. It was not Rhea Ripley. It was actually Bayley. And I'm not mad about this one at all. I am not mad. Bayley had an underrated year. Very underrated. She won the Royal Rumble. She won the match at WrestleMania. And then she kept on doing her own thing in her high-profile matches. And then, what was it? The Elimination Chamber, the whole thing with Jay Cargill going out and Bayley being introduced right in. So Bayley is your winner for Female of the Year. How do you feel about that, Nick?
Bayley winning Female of the Year, I'm not mad at it. Like you said, she won the Royal Rumble. She wrestled a good match with Io Sky for the women's title at WrestleMania 40 Night 2 in Philly. Won the women's title. Left Damage Control. Right after she won the Rumble. I'll never forget where she left Damage Control. And that stuff. And then, like I said, won the women's title. Wrestled Naomi. Wrestled Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown. Wrestled Nia Jax. She's been wrestling Candice LeRae, putting her over, getting her to where she needs to be. Now she's paired with Nia Jax, put over Chelsea Green, who's now the brand new women's U.S. champion. Wrestled Piper Niven at Clash of the Castle. Wrestled Nia at SummerSlam and at Bad Blood. So, and she's been in mostly the women's main event, women's title picture on SmackDown consistently. So I'm not mad that she won. I thought it would be Rhea Ripley, just based off the fact just how over she is, and she's probably the most over female in the company today. Even though she got injured right after WrestleMania and was out until like July, right in time for SummerSlam. So I thought she would win, but Bayley winning, I'm not mad at all, because she's been just as good as Rhea Ripley this year. I mean, the face turn could be better, but I'm not mad that she won.
Nope. And we got one of our guys, Philly Halftime, in the chat. Shout out to you, Halftime. And Nick, why don't you read Blaze's comment here?
In my opinion, from Blaze Radio, Liv had a better year overall. Bayley, I would give comeback female of the year. Liv was in big angles and with dumb, and her character development was amazing. I agree. I mean, Liv Morgan going heel, I think, has done wonders for her. I mean, as a face, it was getting stale. I mean, she was a women's champion, I think SmackDown women's champion 2 years ago. And the way she was booked, her reign wasn't that good when she said she wouldn't tap out to Ronda Rousey, and she did right around, I think, SummerSlam in 2022. And it kind of killed Liv Morgan's vibe as a face, where I think the heel turn for her this year was the best thing for her. And I kind of think she probably works better as a heel. She's a better bitch.
Yes.
I can just picture, and the fact she's from New Jersey as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that she took the women's title from Rhea, her group, the Judgment Day, her and Dominic kissing in front of Rhea after their Rhea and Liv match at SummerSlam in Cleveland, man, is something else. And I will say Liv Liv has been most improved this year for the females, as far as I'm concerned. So I would have to agree with your take there, Blazed.
And then we got a comment here from Temple Plays. Would you care to read that one, Nick?
Absolutely, from Temple Plays. Chelsea Green has had a great breakout year. For me, it's hard to argue that. I mean, the Karen gimmick, not high on it, but as far as like in ring, she's done decent. She had the good dumpster match with Michin a few months ago, I think in October. She just recently won the women's U.S. title. Hopefully she does decent with that right there. I mean, she had a segment last night on SmackDown, wasn't all that good. U.S. women's title celebration. But hopefully they pick things up after that going into the new year. But I will say Chelsea Green is also very underrated. She, I feel like this year she had an underrated year, and I'm hoping she has just as good of a year next year like this year, and all, especially as women's U.S. champion. Maybe we get Chelsea Green and Piper Niven at WrestleMania for the women's U.S. title. They teased it a little bit last night.
They did. And we're going to get back to the comments. We just have to go on with our next award. So, Nick, what is award number 3?
Award number 3, we have Match of the Year. Our categories for Match of the Year for 2024 are, for WWE, WrestleMania 40 Night 1, Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. WrestleMania 40 Night 2, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Backlash 2024, undisputed WWE Championship match, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles from Backlash in France in 2024. And Bad Blood 2024, Hell in a Cell match, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And the winner of Match of the Year for WWE for the year of 2024 goes to Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, Night 2 for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship.
All right. Would you mind if I go and explain? Honestly, this is a great match, but it's not my match of the year. This is where I would have to agree with Temple Plays. Gunther and Sami Zayn at Mania 40 Night 1, because I was there for 1. 2, the entrance that Sami Zayn got was emotional. The true underdog story. You can make a case. You can make a case for Bad Blood Hell in a Cell between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre because of the length of that feud. That feud lasted months. So you can make a case for that as well, but this is the match that everyone's going to be talking about for years to come. I feel like they're going to lose track of the Intercontinental title match. I think they're going to lose track of the Hell in a Cell. I think this one has more history to it or meaning to it. So I'm not mad. How about you, Nick?
I'm not mad at this either. And hey, just like you, Mitch, I was at WrestleMania 40 in Philly, Night 1 and Night 2. And witness this, like this is something to tell your kids and grandkids about. And this night where Cody Rhodes finally finished his story, to witness like a brand new era, like just witnessing a brand new era and being there live to just be a part of it it felt even so more bittersweet. Just like with Roman Reigns dropping the championship finally to Cody Rhodes, we entered a new era. We had John Cena come out, Undertaker come out, chokeslamming The Rock, and Cody Rhodes, he left the WWE in 2016, went on to bet on himself, and he came back, and now he's a much bigger star for it. And Cody finally finished the story, dethroning Roman Reigns, who was Universal Champion for over 1,000 days. A reign that we will never see ever again. Held the championship for 4 years, did Roman Reigns. We'll never, ever see that ever again in today's WWE, ever again. And to watch Cody Rhodes live finish his story was just such a feel-good moment. Just the in-ring, the story, even if it was overbooked, who gave a shit? Because you know what? Like, Cody got to finish his story the way he wanted, and we had a reason for Cody to go through adversity, and Cody winning was just a feel-good moment and winning the title for the very first time in his career. And now he's the face of the company next to Roman Reigns. He's pretty much their guy now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just beautiful to see. And what he's doing now is really good. This stuff with Kevin Owens these days on SmackDown, it's the best thing going on that show. So I think this was very well deserved. I could make a case too for CM Punk with Drew McIntyre because this was also something called with long-term booking. They feuded since Punk came back, and even going into the Royal Rumble where Punk got injured, and then Drew stomped on his arm, and Punk screwed Drew McIntyre out of the world title a couple times, including at WrestleMania 40 on night 2 in Philadelphia. And he went over the seas in Drew's country in Scotland to screw Drew McIntyre. And the story was great. And CM Punk's bracelet, it was great storytelling with long-term booking. Sami Zayn and Gunther could also make a case because Gunther was Intercontinental Champion. No one's been able to beat him for the championship. And Sami Zayn was the one to do it. And just seeing him live take the title off Gunther was another feel-good moment. And that was one of the best moments on WrestleMania 40 on night 1. And no one expected it. And Sami won. And you know what? It was believable. He made you believe he had a shot. Just that finish of the brainbuster and the haluva kick was so freaking awesome. Like something you'll never forget either.
And so we actually have some comments here, Nick. Our guy Ryan is in the chat. Hi, Mitch and Nick. How are you guys doing today? How are you two doing today? I'm doing great, man. I am doing great. I'm just here talking wrestling, something I love. Nick and I, we're the SmackDown team going forward in 2025. So, we're just here for it. Seth freaking Rollins is in the chat.
Rollins. Whoa. Had to do it. Seth freaking Rollins, the revolutionary, the visionary. Seth freaking Rollins.
And then we go OTC, Cody, okay. Temple Place is back. If you have done Wrestler of the Year for WWE, in my opinion, it has to be Drew McIntyre. His work this year has been cinema. You can make a case for that.
Oh, yeah.
You can honestly make a case for that as well. So
absolutely. MVP of the year for the males this year, Drew McIntyre. The work he's done has been phenomenal.
Yep. So for the next one, guys, for a number 4, we got Shocker of the Year. John Cena 2025 retirement. WWE/NXT and TNA crossover. Sammy beat Gunther at WrestleMania 40 and Undertaker at WrestleMania 41. And the winner is, it's going to shock you guys. I think this one is going to shock you. It is the crossover. The crossover has won for the next one. So you got Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry. You got both of these guys right here. Nick, you want to explain?
Well, first of all, I believe in Joe Hendry. Number 1. Yeah. I believe in Joe Hendry. Mitch believes in Joe Hendry. Sorry, Denise. Sorry, Denise. Had to do it. So
there you go. Go for it.
But yeah, the TNA and crossover with them in WWE, specifically the NXT brand under the WWE banner. This, I will say, shocked me because under Vince McMahon, WWE did not work with any other wrestling company that was not in WWE, not one. But with the new Triple H Paul Levesque administration and regime and team, like you're seeing it now, WWE working with other promotions like Pro Wrestling Noah. I think Omos and the current U.S. champion Shinsuke Nakamura is in Japan working with Pro Wrestling Noah currently right now. Io Sky worked another promotion outside of WWE, even though she's in WWE now. Shayna Baszler worked GCW Bloodsport as well. I think the Creed brothers there as well. And now with TNA and WWE and the NXT brand, you saw it with Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez going into Battleground this past June. You saw it with Joe Hendry and Ethan Page and Trick Williams at No Mercy in September this year. You saw it with Wesley and Zachary Wentz as well at No Mercy, which was great to see. Had the Rascals / MSK reunite for a little bit before Wesley turned heel on both Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. And I think you had Frankie Kazarian in the Battle Royal, I think. You had Joe Hendry, like I mentioned. I think you had Rosemary as well from TNA. I expect hopefully some more in the future, but we shall see. Maybe we get the Hardys. The Hardys are in TNA right now. got Masha Slamovich. You got Moose. You got Josh Alexander there as well. So I would say this was a shocker, in my opinion. This was deserved.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that right now because how popular Joe Hendry is and how social media just took him to new heights.
Yes.
I think Joe Hendry's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
February
I really
1st,
think he's going to be in the Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble. Can you imagine him and Jey Uso? Can you imagine that? That'd be great. You get the claps and then the yeets. Oh, that's great. That's great.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeet. I could picture that. I'm calling it right now. Joe Hendry is, I think, number 1 or number 2 in the Royal Rumble. I would say that in the men's Rumble.
I like that. All right, you're up.
For the next category. Yep, Return of the Year. It's a good one. Return of the Year, Category 5. The nominees for Return of the Year are Naomi, who returned at the Royal Rumble in 2024 after her run in TNA was over. Andrade, returning at the 2024 Royal Rumble after he left AEW. Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2024, and him as the OTC, Roman Reigns. And then Sheamus on not on the Raw after WrestleMania, but the second Raw after WrestleMania, Sheamus, and coming out to his old theme song written by Jim Johnston, his classic theme song. And the winner of Return of the Year goes to Andrade El Idolo.
All right. So it's Andrade. How do you feel about this one, Nick?
Well, I would say decent, not bad. I mean, he's had some bangers with Carmelo Hayes. He's doing all right these days on SmackDown. Not great, but not terrible. Not by any means. But I thought this would honestly go to either Naomi or Roman Reigns. Mostly Roman Reigns, just based off his reaction in Cleveland when he returned at SummerSlam in 2024. Superman punching and spearing Solo Sikoa, helping Cody Rhodes retain at SummerSlam. And the reaction he got. I honestly thought he'd win.
So I am not mad about Andrade at all. I've been a lifelong Andrade fan. I've been a fan of him for God knows how long. So the thing with me is the fact that he went from WWE to AEW back to WWE, right?
Yes.
And I didn't think that would ever happen, I didn't think it would ever happen because you know how bad of a fallout he had. So I thought, he's not going to go back ever. But then I thought about it. He had Charlotte Flair. He has Vince McMahon by his side, or had. So
and now Vince McMahon's no longer there, and and Andrade is a big Triple H guy.
Yes. So there's another thing there. And we have a question here from Ryan. Who do you think the best wrestler of all time is? So who do you think is the GOAT of wrestling?
In terms of character, mic work, and in-ring, gosh, it's a toss-up. It has to be either Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Undertaker. Because both in-ring is up there, mic skills is up there, character, personality is up there. So it's a toss-up really between Stone Cold and The Undertaker.
So for me, it's actually John Cena. Because when he started, right, he would keep on trying to find new characters, trying to find something that worked for him. He was on the brink of getting let go. He was about to retire. He was about to, leave, do something else. And then he was rapping on the bus. And Stephanie McMahon was like, hey, let's have that be your gimmick. Let's see how that works. Call it Dr. Thugonomics. And that worked. That saved his career. And then you have that super long Super Cena. I know a lot of people hate that, but he kept the company on his back for over a decade. So for me, consistency-wise, it's John Cena.
Hey, I wouldn't argue that. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Cena fan either. I mean, I started to really appreciate him towards like 2016-ish when he got older and going more part-time and working with the younger guys, putting them over, like AJ Styles, putting AJ Styles over and such like that, Kevin Owens. like 2015, 2016ish, I really started to appreciate John Cena more.
Yeah.
But I can understand why they had him as the company guy for so many years, because for all those years they did need John Cena to help carry that company for house show sale numbers and tickets and viewership ratings and merch sales. Like from 05 to like 2015, they did really need Cena. Then like 2015ish, they didn't really need him as their guy anymore. So I can understand why. Did I appreciate him burying talent? No, but it wasn't really his fault. He didn't really bury talent. It was just Vince telling him what to do. It was Cena's job. But though not the biggest Cena fan, I am smart enough to know that he is, I don't care what anyone says, he is a legend, a future Hall of Famer, and he is one of the greatest of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, he can wrestle. Oh, he's this. He has the golden shovel, this and that. He does a lot for the company. When he's on television, it's a must-watch, and his presence is really going to be big-time missed when he retires at the end of next year, which 2025 is his retirement year. 2025 is his last stand.
Yep. All right.
And I'm truly going to miss John Cena when he retires at the end of 2025. So this is it for him. Me
too. I'm going to miss him too, man. So for number 6, we got Show of the Year. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. So the winner right now, and it got 60% of the vote. It is Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw got Show of the Year. How do you feel about that, Nick?
I am not mad at it because I will say Raw for most of this year consistent, especially coming out of the draft with their roster. Like Raw was for most months this year was the best show on weekly television, whereas SmackDown, because of roster depth issues and such, they were the weakest show of most months of this year. Like they did get better when they went back to USA Network, but right now they're in like a slow period because of the holidays. But I will say Raw winning it this year, I'm not mad at it. NXT, you could probably make a case for NXT because they've been getting a little better as of late. Their women's division is carrying their show. The men's side on NXT is very weak and could use a lot of help, but their women's division at NXT is really carrying their show with Sol Ruca, Stephanie Vekar, Julia, Zarya. Over there, Roxanne Perez doing her thing. Fallon Henley is the women's NXT North American champion, and Kalani Jordan over there. Lola Vice on the rise. Jada Parker was potential. And NXT has not been, is it where it needs to be? No, but is it better than it was like when it was 2.0? Absolutely. I don't think anything can get worse than 2.0 NXT. So you could probably make a case for NXT, but Raw winning it, I'm not mad at it.
You can make a case for SmackDown too with the Bloodline storyline. You can make a case with that as well. Just for that alone, people were tuning in to Monday Night Raw, or the Friday Night SmackDown rather, and they had Roman Reigns. Whenever Roman Reigns is on television, the ratings are sky high. I'm telling you, it's amazing how he went from the top heel to the top babyface like that. He didn't even have to be on TV. And that's how good he was, and that's what saved SmackDown. So you can make a case for all three.
Yeah, and he did have Jacob Fatu debut for SmackDown in Chicago as well.
Yep, my favorite wrestler right now in WWE.
The Samoan Werewolf. Glad he's in WWE. Should have been in there years ago.
Yep.
To talk about a guy paying his dues on the indies, and now he's finally there in the big leagues. Very happy for him. And I can see him be a big-time player, big-time next year. I could see it.
All right.
You love his tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. I love you, Solo.
All right, man. You want to read Category 7, PLE?
Category 7, PLE of the year. We have categories of WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, SummerSlam 2024 in Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland Brown Stadium, Clash at the Castle 2024 in Glasgow, Scotland, and Money in the Bank 2024 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And the winner at 100% of PLE of the year 2024 for WWE, the winner goes to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Which I
cannot disagree more. I cannot disagree more. This match delivered from top to bottom. It had like surprises. It had the Philadelphia Eagles players, Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. I'm a huge Eagles fan, so that was a nice touch there. Second night, you had The Rock. You had John Cena. You had The Undertaker, etc. It was supposed to have Stone Cold, but we're not going to get into that. So, perfect. People may not have liked the outcome of each match, but it was the best spectacular of the year.
I agree. I mean, night 2, though night 1 was decent, night 2 was better, in my opinion. I feel like what saved night 1 was the opener, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Sami Zayn, and Gunther, and then Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody. And The Rock with his heel final boss character yelling at the referee, "Don't you count, you're fired." Then he had the belt, and he's like, "Mama Rhodes, this is your son's blood on this belt, and your tears are next." It's hilarious. And had Rock and Roman teasing what could be a showdown between the two when Roman accidentally speared Rock in the match. And then, like we mentioned, Sami dethroning Gunther. Rhea Ripley and Becky was good. You mentioned the Eagles guys. They were in the Rey Mysterio match with Andrade against Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio.
Yep.
So they were there. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso was not that good. I feel like that was the weakest out of both nights combined, and that was not a good match.
That was the worst match of the year.
And I was like, what did you think of the match? He's like, something was missing. Like, yeah, I kind of feel the way too. It was just boring, like super kick after super kick. But Jay won. Night 2.
It's not just that. It was just fast. It was just fast. It was like 1, 2, 3, it was over.
Exactly. Then I feel like night 2 was better, though. You had Damian Priest winning the world title via the Money in the Bank cash-in after Drew McIntyre just beat Seth Rollins for it, and CM Punk screwed McIntyre over when Punk was the commentator for Rollins and McIntyre, which opened night 2. You had Stephanie come out as well. You had Triple H introduce us to the show, which was great. You had Bayley win the women's title. You had Awesome Truth and 8-Time Down Under win the tag titles to split the tag titles for the men. And then Cody Rhodes finished his story, obviously, at WrestleMania 40 night number 2. Overall, I thought it was a good show. And the first WrestleMania really produced fully under Triple H, not WrestleMania 39.
Yes. Yes, it did. All right. So, next up, I think it's you. No, wait. It is. Yeah, it's me. Yes. It is me. Breakout star of the year. You got Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany Stratton. So for me, I am not mad at this winner at all. I am really not. I would take any one of them, but the winner by unanimous, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker unanimously is a breakout star of the year. Not mad, because they're trying to push him to be the next big guy. Like in the future, they're setting up for the next 10 to 15 years. They're going to put this guy gold after gold after gold after gold after gold. I can go on and on. Now, people are going to say, what about him turning from heel to face to heel? I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about his quality of the match, the impact he brings, and the stardom that he has. The superstardom, and yeah, it's going to go up from here. How do you feel about Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker is a stud. The guy is a stud. He's only in his mid-20s, and he's not even in his prime yet. He's not even been on the main roster for a year, and look at the impact he's made. He's won the Intercontinental title on a couple of occasions. This guy is one of the most fastest rising stars in the company. It helps that he's a Steiner. He won the NXT title multiple times in NXT. He was in the Royal Rumble, had a very impressive showing when it was supposed to be Brock Lesnar, but then Brock Lesnar was scrapped because of the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant allegations. And I don't think we see Brock anymore. I think he's pretty much done. which
We'll
is
have to wait
sad
and
because he
see on
tarnished
that.
his own legacy if he's guilty. But
Yeah.
Braun Breaker, man, I mean, close to a Brock Lesnar, but possibly even better than Brock Lesnar. You have to think of Braun Breaker. Like, he has in-ring, mic skills, charisma, character, it factor, personality. He check marks every box. The guy is a freaking stud. He is the total package. He's everything you look for in a star, and he is a star. He has the aura. And at this young of an age, imagine how good he's going to be when he hits 30. And I'm even picturing, I'm calling it right now, for him to win next year's Men's King of the Ring and possibly be the world champion at MetLife at next year's SummerSlam. I'm predicting it right now. That's how good he is. And he's only going to get better.
Yeah, I cannot wait
Battles
for
with Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn have been very good. And the fact that he's just been a monster on Raw. It's just been a beauty. He took out Ricochet, sent him to AEW, back into AEW. Just wreaking havoc on Monday Night Raw after a short time on SmackDown when he got called up after the Royal Rumble. And just, he's only going to get better from here on out. And he's Intercontinental Champion now. I do think he drops it in my prediction to Sheamus in Las Vegas at WrestleMania 41, drops the ICE title to Sheamus. Then Braun goes on to win King of the Ring. Maybe gets Gunther at SummerSlam and MetLife takes the world title off Gunther.
Why do I see Cena taking the title off Gunther at Mania?
Think Cena's taking it off Gunther?
I have him winning the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm taking Randy Orton. I don't know, but I mean,
we'll see.
I can probably see, but I don't know. But
so, you're up. You're up. Tag Team of the Year.
Tag Team of the Year, category number 9, ladies and gentlemen. We have the categories DIY, the current WWE Tag Team Champions. This is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The Creed brothers of American Made, Julius and Brutus Creed. We have the Street Profits of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford with B-Fab. And then we have A-Town Down Under of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Now, this one may shock you, but at 40% is DIY, but they don't win Tag Team of the Year. The winner, or the winners of Tag Team of the Year, goes to former WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
I like it. I really like it.
They didn't do much this year as a tag team. They've pretty much been losers this year. They did win the tag titles at WrestleMania in Philly, but they haven't done much this year. I thought it would go to DIY.
They've been here longer than DIY.
Yeah.
DIY hasn't really been there a while, but everyone wanted, you know what? Everyone wanted them off the titles. People didn't want them to have the titles, and that's great heel heat. We're still waiting for Austin Theory for the heel face turn. We're still waiting for that. So whenever that comes into play, that'll be ready. I am not mad. Would I go DIY? I would not be mad. If it was DIY, I would take it. Creed Brothers, I would say no to that. Street Profits will be my second choice, or my third. So, yeah, I'm not mad. A-Town Down Under. Not mad.
I don't know. No disrespect to A-Town Down Under, but I would have given it to DIY. Johnny Wrestling and Daddy Ciampa, or the Psycho Killer. But, I mean, I don't know. That's just me. But, I mean, A-Town Down Under, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's the heel heat. But, they have been on consistent TV, but I wish they would be used better. But hopefully the Austin Theory face turn comes next year. Hopefully they do something with him.
All right. So the last awards for night 1. We will be back for night 2, guys. We will be back for night 2. Yeah. The last one. Stable of the Year. We got the Judgment Day, the Bloodline, the Y6, the Final Testament, and the winner, not unanimously, it was actually close, by 60%. It was the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day wins Stable of the Year. I am okay with this because of the like Blake said earlier, you had Liv Morgan, that whole storyline, Rhea Ripley, going back to the beginning with Edge, Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley. Once you saw like the story arc from it, it was great. But now, how long it's going on, it's still going and going and going and going. They have to put a break on it. They got to put a stop on it at some point. But they were consistently in main events. Consistently. It was a toss-up between them and the Bloodline. I'm just waiting. And the Judgment Day were the worst tag teams in history, tag team champs history. Facts.
Yeah, Balor and McDonough.
Yep. I am not mad. I like the choice. How about you?
I like the choice too. This was close with the Judgment Day and the Bloodline, though the Bloodline was consistent, especially adding Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa with Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
But the Judgment Day, I will say, the more consistent, like Blaze said, about Liv Morgan's heel work. You have Dominic coming into his own. Balor, McDonough, though, they weren't the best World Tag Team Champions much by any means. Their reign was terrible. Didn't defend the titles much. Thank God the belts are off them. Then Carlito in their, I mean, it's odd, but I mean, it's better than have him on his own in Flounder and doing nothing and such. But and they've been in most programs this year with the like with Rhea Ripley and such, the War Raiders when they came back, and then with Rey Mysterio and the LWO and Braun Strowman and then Becky Lynch and stuff. So I mean, I would say this is deserved. I think, and Dominic's coming into his own now recently on Raw as well. I could see Balor though soon kicked out of the Judgment Day because he's been losing a lot.
Yes.
And we could see maybe Balor versus Dominic in Vegas at WrestleMania. Maybe the Judgment Day or Balor by himself gets moved to SmackDown via this transfer window going on, apparently, before Raw moves to Netflix on January 6th, which I'm excited for.
I'm excited for that too, guys. And starting on January 6th, me and one of our newest members, Joe, will be the Monday Night Raw broadcast team going forward, starting on Netflix. So it'll be me and him every night starting on January 6th. 3-hour Raw. God dang. 3-hour Raw. Huh?
And 3-hour SmackDown. Don't forget that. January 3rd.
I have 6 hours of wrestling a week.
3-hour Raw, 3-hour SmackDown. What's this come to? What happened at just 2-hour SmackDown and 2-hour Raws? I mean, Raw 3 hours was overkill, but you add now a 3-hour SmackDown? Come on.
That's only for like a couple of months, I think, though.
I think they said like 6 months. Hopefully it's just 6 months.
I just wanted it to be 6 months. Because think about this. USA is losing 3 hours because Raw is going to Netflix. So they wanted that 3-hour time slot, and they got that with SmackDown. Like, they had to keep something. So, am I happy about it? No.
I don't think SmackDown can be built for a 3-hour show. I don't think they can handle that.
I don't think so. I don't think they have any star power. Everyone's on Netflix.
Yeah, just look at SmackDown's roster, and they clearly are roster depth issues, and I feel like they got shafted in the draft in the spring. At SmackDown, I really do. So they really need all the help they can get. Honestly.
I agree.
So I mean, could they be 3 hours? Work on 3 hours, maybe, but the roster they have is not going to work for a 3-hour show. If you add enough star power, like a Jordan Grace on there, add Fraxium on there, add a Trick Williams, add Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Sol Ruka, anyone else who's a free agent out there to bring them in, you add them to the SmackDown roster, that would be a different story. But the roster they have right now for a 3-hour show, that's not going to work. It just they don't have enough star power, and that's what they need. That's why the show's been lacking as of late since the draft. That's why Raw's been the better show.
Yep. All right. So you want to close out night one?
Sure. I mean, 45 minutes in, I guess. Yeah. Might as well end this year. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the night one of the Year-End Awards show, the first ever 2-night format for the Year-End Awards show on Furious Nation. This is night number 1 of the Year-End Awards show. Let us know what you guys think of it. We will be back tomorrow for night 2 of the year-end award show. I know Adam Carr was supposed to be here, but due to personal stuff, he couldn't be here. He'll be here tomorrow if nothing happens. But before we wrap it up here, please hit the like on the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for all notifications. Whereas I am at 160-ish subscribers. I think it's 160, 162. I think it's 160. But I'd love 164. We're 164 subscribers. I'd love to hit 11 more, 175 before we hit 2025 January 1st. So go subscribe to Furious Nation. It would be greatly appreciated. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And go follow me on X at FioreNick579. Follow me on Instagram, NicholasFiore2014. TikTok at Furious Nation. Nicholas.Fiore.31 over on Facebook. And Mitch, any final words before we get the hell out of here?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun. We had good wrestling discussions. Great awards. Did we agree with them? No, but that's our opinion. Our opinions matter. Everyone's opinions matter. So,
absolutely.
Yep. Blaze comes in and goes, good show, Nick, and that Mitch guy.
And hey, we don't have to agree on everything. We can disagree on some stuff, but you know what? That's what it's about when having good wrestling discussion. As long as we have good wrestling discussion, that's what counts. And that's what makes for a better wrestling community, not just better discussion.
All right, guys, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. You will catch me, Nick, Adam Carl tomorrow at 8 o'clock, same time, and we'll see you all later, guys. Peace. See you guys.